I still remember the night she walked out. She didn't even try to hide it. Dressed up more than usual, perfume lingering in the air, her heels echoing like a countdown to goodbye. She looked straight at me and said, "Don't worry, I'll be back soon." The words sounded harmless, but they cut deeper than any knife. She thought I was a fool, the kind of man who'd sit patiently at home while she disappeared into someone else's arms. I didn't argue. I just watched her leave, the door closing behind her like a punctuation mark to something that had already ended. For hours, I sat there in silence. The TV flickered, but I wasn't watching. My thoughts replayed every clue I had ignored. The late nights, the secretive texting, the way she flinched when I reached for her hand. That night, I realized it wasn't the first time she'd gone out. It was just the first time I stopped pretending not to know. The truth didn't shatter me. It cleared my vision. She wasn't coming back. Not really. She had been gone long before she walked out that door. At 2 a.m, I finally opened the tracker app I'd installed weeks ago when the doubts had grown too loud. Her phone's location glowed from a hotel across town. My heart didn't pound or rage. It just sank. I wasn't shocked anymore. Betrayal loses its sting when you've been living beside it. I didn't drive to confront her. I didn't need to. That night wasn't about catching her. It was about freeing myself. When morning came, I heard her key in the lock. She stepped in with smudged makeup, tired eyes, and a half-smile. "See? I told you I'd be back," she said, like it was a joke we both understood. She wanted me to accept this pattern, her leaving, lying, and returning, as if love were something that could survive that cycle. But what she didn't know was that the door had already closed in my mind. My suitcase sat by the entrance, and the divorce papers lay neatly on the table. She frowned when she saw them. "What's all this?" she asked. I met her eyes and said the words I'd rehearsed 1,000 times in silence. "Not anymore. You've lost everything." Her smile vanished. She stammered, laughed nervously, tried to dismiss it all as a misunderstanding. But I wasn't imagining things anymore. I had proof. I had the truth. And finally, I had the courage she never thought I would. She reached for me, tears spilling as she whispered, "It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. I'm back now." But her words only made the air heavier. "You think coming back fixes it?" I said quietly, "You've been gone for months, from me, from us, and every time you left, you made your choice. I'm just making mine now." Her cries filled the room, raw and desperate. She promised a change, swore she'd end it, begged me not to walk away. But her tears fell on ashes. There was nothing left to save. Forgiveness isn't infinite. It's a gift she'd already spent long ago. I slipped off my wedding ring and placed it on top of papers. The weight that lifted from my hand was heavier than any suitcase. "It's over," I said calmly. "Not because you left last night, but because you never really came back." Her face broke, panic and disbelief mixing with regret. I picked up my bag and headed for the door. "Please," she sobbed. "I'll be better this time. I'll come back for real." I turned once, looked her in the eyes, and said, "That's just it. You don't get to come back anymore." Then I walked out, closing the door behind me like the end of a long, painful chapter. In the weeks that followed, her calls and messages flooded in, some angry, some pleading, but I didn't answer a single one. I wasn't bitter anymore. I was free. Every ignored call was proof that I'd finally chosen myself over her betrayal. She had lost everything she once controlled. The comfort, the home, the man who loved her without conditions. I walked away with something far greater. My peace, my self-respect, and a life no longer built on lies. Looking back now, I know she never believed I'd have the strength to walk away. She thought she could always say, "I'll be back," and I'd be waiting. But that night when I told her, "Not anymore, you've lost it all," I wasn't just ending a marriage. I was reclaiming myself. And that was the best decision I ever made.